If you're thinking about getting into embroidery and you're super overwhelmed by all the machines out there, then this one might be exactly what you're looking for. Hi, my name is Ashley and I am a Janome maker, and I have been going on an embroidery journey. So if you're new to the series, I highly encourage you to check out the playlist that I have linked in the description box down below, where I do a seriously deep dive into the MC100E from Janome, which is a standalone embroidery machine. From unboxing this machine to doing my very first stitch outs very nervously, to doing applique, learning about different types of stabilizers for wovens and knits, learning about needles and when you're supposed to use them, and doing my stitch outs on woven projects. We did a few fun things, and we even did our very first garment embroidery as well. I have covered so much, but I know I have just hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to embroidery, because there is just so much fun things that you can do with this little machine. So in this video, I'm going to do an honest review of my relationship with my MC100E. If I could take it to bed with me, I would. But we're going to talk about how the journey went. I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell and show you some of the things that I have made. I have made so much, and some of it has, I'm afraid, gone to people as gifts, because that's what I love to do. I'm a giver. That's the type of person I am. I would rather give a gift than receive a gift. And so when it comes to embroidery, I'm just like, okay, what are all the things I can make and who can I gift them to? I'm just so excited. So stick with me, hang around for a little bit, and hopefully you get some inspiration and you finally decide to take that plunge into embroidery and maybe even purchase the MC100E from Janome. Now, who is this machine for? Now, this is a small compact machine, but boy, is she mighty. I cannot believe the quality that I received on my embroidery images when I first did my stitch outs with this MC100E. I honestly thought that at a lower price point that you would maybe not get the same quality that you would get otherwise if you were to go and buy an industrial embroidery machine. But I was shocked at how beautiful these embroidery images actually turned out. And even my husband, I showed him and he was like, "That machine did that?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, holy, I can't believe that." I'm thoroughly impressed. The fact that it is small, and you know, if you have a smaller space, you don't have a lot of room, maybe you already have a bunch of machines like I do, and you don't have room for one more machine, you can fit this in somewhere, or you can store it underneath the table. You know, this will fit wherever you need it to fit, kind of thing. And not only that, but you can take this on the road. So whether you go to sewing groups, or if you have maybe a table at a market and you want to do custom little, you know, items to sell alongside maybe an already thriving little business. Maybe you're a bakery business and you want to sell some hand towels, custom hand towels that can be embroidered on the spot. Like, how cute would that be? I mean, it's just it's just, as long as you have a plug, you get your USB stick with your images on it. Maybe you have your laptop so you can load up your USB sticks for custom maybe names or things like that. And you can embroider on the spot at a market. And because it's smaller, it does have a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch hoop, which means that your images are going to be a little bit smaller, but that means that things don't take as long. The larger the image, the longer it takes. And you can still have some pretty detailed images with a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch hoop. I think my longest image was just over an hour, which was like a long time. But and then it kind of like keeps those things down so that things don't take as long, right? The smaller the image, the less time it takes, the less thread you're going to use as well. So it kind of like keeps everything in you know, perspective, so that if you do have a larger machine, then you feel like you need to use the larger hoop, and then you have to buy more thread, and you got to source your thread because you got to bring in boxes and boxes because it uses more thread the larger the hoop. So I really like that this is a more manageable size. You can buy these more manageable size spools, and you know, it's not going to break the bank further, because the larger the hoop, the more interfacing you're going to need, the more thread you're going to need, and it's exponential after that. So that's why I really like this machine, that it keeps all aspects of embroidery less money, if that makes sense. Now, did I ever feel limited by the 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch hoop? Honestly, no. I mean, I had some really large images on, you know, my tea towels. That was perfect. I did hand towels as well. And I mean, that's a big image. So I really, at no point did I feel like I wanted a larger image. Now, if you wanted to do something across a shirt, you know, that might be where things would be a little limited. But if you're doing things for children and babies, the 5.5 inch will fit perfectly on most shirts, all the way up to, you know, a teenager. And honestly, you can still have a really good size image on an adult shirt with the 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch hoop. So what I love about this machine is it does have an LCD screen, and if you're already coming from a digital world, maybe you have a smartphone or a tablet, then this is pretty straightforward. As long as you read your user manual in full, then you'll be able to recognize all the buttons, and it's really super easy. And the fact that it has an automatic threader, and it looks almost like a sewing machine. So if you're already a sewist, then you will know that, you know, there's a drop-in bobbin. You can thread your machine just like most sewing machines. So it's super easy. With that automatic threader as well, you don't have to bend down and, you know, try to thread your needle. And yes, you will be swapping out your threads, but again, it's just so easy to thread it. I think I got it down to like 4 seconds. Like, it's just like done, you know, and then you have your next thread color in. And I love the fact that you can open the box, grab some tearaway stabilizer off of Amazon, and immediately get to embroidering right out of the box. Like, there's fonts on here, and that was the first thing that I did actually, was I decided to make lanyards for my son's birthday. You know, in the world where everything kind of just goes in the garbage once they get home from a birthday party, I wanted to make something that I thought maybe they could use, and it was a soccer themed party, so I decided to make all the kids lanyards, and I customized them with their own names on each one. Like, how cool is that? Especially a lot of the kids had unique names that you wouldn't necessarily find at the store on one of those little carousels, you know, where you're spinning it and you're looking for your name and you can't find it because it's too unique. I thought that it would be so fun to be able to do that. And they loved them. They were a total hit. They brought them to school the next day and were showing it off to their other friends. And I'll go ahead and show you. I'll have a picture here of all the ones that I did. But this is the one I made for my son, Jack. And I actually made the lanyards too from a tutorial on my YouTube channel. So if you're new to me, I do have a YouTube channel called Try 'em by Ashley, where I make fun small projects. And of course, lanyards. I know they're a dime a dozen. Everybody has a tutorial on a lanyard, but I'll leave a link down below if you are interested. This was something that I created. I made it all the way to the end, basically, and then I floated it on my hoop, and then I just embroidered his name. I used black thread on the back so that it was less noticeable, but again, I think it turned out so cute, and the font is perfect from this machine. It's just like a nice blocky font, and it's just so cute, and the kids absolutely love them. Now, I just feel bad for their parents' ears because of the whistle. But that wasn't my problem because I gave it to them when they were on their way out the door. But I'm hoping that they'll just keep them forever and maybe put their house keys on them, you know, use them in soccer this year. So, you know, the first project that I did was these lanyards, and I just think they're so cute. Okay, let's go through some more show and tell items because I'm just too excited to show you all the things that I made. And I went over to the thrift store, I went over to the dollar store, and I just basically was looking for things that I can either practice on or just embroider. So the first thing, of course, I go to the kitchen section and I look for tea towels, and Easter just passed, so I made some super cute Easter towels with a fun image that I found online for free. And it says home sweet home, and how cute is that? These were so fun to make, and all I used was tearaway stabilizer and some water soluble topper on top of it here so that you could just easily peel it away. And then, you know, if there's anything excess, then you would just dissolve it in water. We know that this is eventually going to hit water anyway. So, you know, it's just might as well. And then that just prevents the stitches from sinking into the towel as well. So depending on which type of towel, you're going to need some topper on this. So I made 2 of those so that I can hang them on my oven. I just got a new oven, so I thought that that was so cute. And then I thought, you know, we're going to have to do all of the seasons and all of the holidays. So I even found some fun little... These are, you know, clearly for fall, but I found a fun little scarecrow applique image that I thought was so cute. I haven't done the other one yet, but I think there's a boy and a girl, and so I did the boy on this one. Speaking of boy and girl, then I got these really fun pot holders here, and I have a little boy and a little girl carrot. And how cute are these? I love the pot holders because they don't need interfacing. I used tearaway obviously because I floated it in my hoop, but it's really kind of stiff and holds up really, really well already. And how adorable. Like, and these are the things where it was $2 for 2 pot holders. And, you know, if I screwed up, it's okay. It's only $2. And you can hang these on a hook, you know, in your kitchen, or you could just use them. Either or. I think it's a fun little pop of personality in your kitchen. And I'm obsessed with these little carrots. So then I went over to Costco actually, and I got some really beautiful hand towels, and I had fun doing a bunch of hand towels. Now this is the only one that I have left because I have gifted the other ones. But this one is actually still a gift, and it will be going out for Mother's Day. But how beautiful is that? But so pretty. I even use gold thread. Oh, it's so nice. The options of threads are endless. So, you know, if you're going to invest in anything, I would invest in a lot of thread and every single color so that you can have that versatility, because you're going to find an image and you're going to need a couple shades, because it'll only look good with a couple shades of that color. And you're going to kick yourself for not getting that, you know, light brown, dark brown, medium brown. Okay, so, and then I actually tried to do some garments, and I did a little onesie here, and I put First Christmas on the front. Now this isn't going to anybody. I don't know anybody with a baby, but eventually I will find somebody with a baby that will fit into this. But I had to practice on a little onesie, and I thought that that was so stinking adorable. So I was really excited to be able to do something little like this. It is a large hoop, but it's a little piece of clothing. So things get complicated with little pieces of clothing. And then after that, I did this really cute fleece, and I decided to put a little soccer ball on there. So even if you don't want to maybe label clothes with your kids' names, then you can still, you know, add some of their personality, whether it's sports or things. But if you do want to label with the embroidery machine, you could put their name, you know, under their collar or on the inside, so that you can make sure that, you know, labels aren't falling off. I know that you can get iron-on labels, and, you know, those might fall off over time in the wash, but to have something that's permanent, you don't ever have to worry about it. You could just put their name on the inside of their clothing. Or you can put their name right on the front of their clothing. It just depends on your comfortability. And that's what I did with this one. This is my son's little soccer jacket that I bought him for Easter, and I put his name on it. And I think it looks so good. It almost looks like it came from the store like this, doesn't it? Like Adidas started making jackets. They started making jackets with the name Jack on it. So, and he really likes that. And I'm hoping that it doesn't get stolen on the soccer field, because this is actually a really expensive jacket. So that is just basically like a quarter of all the things that I've made. Like I said, I don't have most of it anymore because I just had so much fun gifting it to people, because I just love to be able to, you know, buy something expensive, make it amazing and beautiful, and then give it as a gift to somebody, because that customization really takes those items to the next level. So So as you can see, the possibilities are seriously endless. And as a sewist, I'm really excited to actually do some embroidery on items that I want to make. So whether I'm, making a beach bag or maybe a kid's wallet or, just some simple zipper pouches, to be able to embroider things before they actually turn into something will make it so that like stitches are hidden on the inside and it'll make it look a lot nicer. Now that being said, you can still go and buy, store-bought items, zipper pouches, and clothing, garments, jackets, all those things, and embroider on those directly. But I think as a sewist, I think that's when it just is going to be so much nicer. You know what I mean? To make sure that everything is beautiful and hidden inside and all those things. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments down below. And of course, if you're seriously in the market for an embroidery machine, you're not sure, you have more questions, feel free to reach out to Janome Canada, whether it's through their Facebook or Instagram. They can answer all the questions for you and help decide which machine is best for you. Now this one, the MC100E, is standalone, but if you are looking for something with larger hoops, you can go up to the 550E. They also have so many sewing machine combos with an embroidery as well. So if your space is limited to just one size sewing machine, then, there's those options as well. So, there's so many options, and Janome will make sure that they can find the right fit for your specific needs. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to, of course, hit that subscribe button, like if you enjoyed the video. Hope you check out the other 7 videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.